The IPECAC item destroys all of the things, but the IPECAC mod adds a lot of them. Hello guys, my name is Frithian, and I welcome you to the 6th episode of the Trash Farm podcast. Today after a short break that involved me getting kinda sick, and I'm still sick, but it's serviceable. We have the IPECAC Community Mod devs, which is Pedrov, Wang, and Spearkiller. Say hi.
Hi.
Now there you go. Now you have a voice reveal of them. Are you happy? Are you happy, fans? Okay, cool. Anyway, can you give us a short description of the IPECAC Community Mod?
Did you want to go? Or?
No, go on then.
Alright, so the mod is, pretty simply a community mod. It's been in the works for heavens knows how long, like 5 years or so, but we've been constantly evolving it, so. And yeah, it is just focused around the community, so our goal is to just add as much community ideas as possible, and that's pretty much our shtick.
Yeah, the one thing we've got is that our ideas come from people suggesting them.
You know what? I think that's actually a good business practice. Because you don't have to think of anything. You're just implementing stuff that others have think of. So fans are basically doing your job. This is extremely cynical, but let's move on.
Kind of like you, but
kind of like me. How the fuck am I cynical? Okay, I'm pragmatic. Okay, I'm realistic. When I say I'm inviting you to this podcast because I want to be famous, I mean it. Okay. Okay.
That's true. Okay, back to the topic. So my question is, what was your inspiration apart from the Bible for the Moses character?
I wasn't around when he was first created, so that'll be one for Petra of Attack.
Actually, not even I know, because you see, the mod is, as Fear mentioned, the mod is super old, and there's some stuff which has existed since we've known it. It probably started around a Facebook group which I've never even joined, and somehow Moses was one of the ideas which slipped by, and we liked some aspects of it, and we've got what we have now.
Imagine not knowing where one of your features of your mod is coming from. Anyway, how did you...
it came from the community.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I'm sure if we have any comments, somebody will probably set that straight.
Actually, talking about the community, how did you both get into it? Like in the Isaac community.
In the Isaac community? Oh, okay. For me, it all started in 2014 when I watched a YouTuber called Yogscast Nilesy play the original Flash version, and something about watching the game just was like, damn, this is weird and funky, and I want more of this. And then I bought the game, and then Rebirth came out, and I just haven't stopped playing it since. So that's how I got into it.
Well, I think the first time I saw it was around that time, or maybe 2013, and from a very small YouTube guy called Clone, which made Minecraft Let's Plays, and decided to play Flash Isaac. And I found out a popular website with online games had a demo of it, started playing, then pirated it, and years later on, I bought it officially from Steam when Rebirth came out.
My story with the how I got into the game is actually happens quite a bit later. When I was a small, smelly kid, around like 12 or 11, I don't exactly remember. I think I saw a Let's Play of Afterbirth Plus. Not Flash Rebirth, Afterbirth Plus.
Wow.
Yeah, someone else was playing it. I thought I looked at it and that looks kind of cool. And then I forgot about it. and then I think it goes back to summer this year when I rediscovered the game again. And yeah, I've seen some Let's Plays of it again, and I thought, oh yeah, I do remember watching this game. So I first bought Rebirth because I didn't have money for the DLCs yet. Had some,
Understandable.
yeah. It was my first time playing it, so getting right into Repentance would have probably kicked my ass. But due to getting used to Rebirth first, which is arguably easier, I actually started liking the game. And then when I was able to, I just bought all of the DLCs at once and been playing the game ever since. I've managed to accumulate around 300 hours over the past 2 or 3 months. So,
wow.
yeah, I got quite addicted. I even had like 60 hours in the past 2 weeks at one point. But that was that was at the time when I had literally nothing else to do. Okay. Hearing that the IPECAC Community Mod has been around since 2015, if I'm not mistaken, over the years it has gone quite popular. At least that's what my research led me to believe. Do you think that the mod had some sort of an impact on the community?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it had too much of an impact. I personally consider it to be not that popular, especially when you compare it to the other big ones like Revelations, Deliverance, Fiend Folio. But then again, everything pales in comparison to Fiend Folio. So, no, I wouldn't say it made too much of an impact myself.
I don't know. I think while of course those mods are much more popular, also those are some of the largest ones. I think we've got some place on the community, and we've helped it shaping it to some extent. But I wouldn't say we were the big guys.
Yeah, I think we're yet to make it to the proper big leagues. I think we're getting there.
The IPECAC Community Mod is, of course, a community mod where players can submit their ideas. And even though I was being cynical just a few minutes ago, I think that's actually a good idea. Just giving players the choice to submit ideas. Do you remember, or do you have a general number of how many submissions did you accept?
Go on.
Actually, I do.
Oh, I wasn't actually expecting an answer there. But go on, yeah.
I have a record somewhere of all the ones that are just posted in the Discord that have been accepted. And that is, as of October 22nd, 763.
763. That's a lot of items and a lot of stuff, I should add, because...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
763. Jesus fucking Christ.
And that's in October, and there's been quite a lot coming through in the past month. I reckon we could probably hit 800 by the end of the year. The ones that are implemented, on the other hand, that is a far smaller number, unfortunately. But we're slowly getting there.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think is the best items, trinket, enemy, whatever, in the entire mod? Personally, for you.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask this question. I didn't manage to think of an answer. Pedro, you go first, if I can look through and think.
Okay. I think one of my favorite ones, I'm not sure if the best, but one I had the most fun making and everything else, is the ballot. It isn't that useful. I mean, it lets you choose between bosses, but it was really fun to come up with a solution for how the hell do we reroll bosses.
I think, for me, I think my favorite item might have to be the demonic talisman. Maybe Robo Baby 0.5, but I can't say that one because that's actually my idea. I don't want to pat myself on the back too much.
Spear, we do support boosting your self ego in this podcast, so don't worry about that.
Oh, in that case, Robo Baby 0.5 is the best item in any mod ever.
There we go. We are spreading positivity.
But no, I genuinely think there are too many features for me to pick a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. You've accepted 763 submissions, so... What was the best submission that you had to reject?
I don't remember.
Neither do I. Probably was something from Nevernamed, wasn't it? It must have been.
Well,
because there's so many good suggestions from him, but some of them sometimes don't work out.
Controversial. Well, see, I do my best to accept most of the suggestions, even if there are some corners that need to be rounded out. And so the ones that don't get accepted are just the ones that aren't particularly useful, are redundant, are already in the game or the mod. So, yeah, I can't really think of any that have had to be rejected, even though they were quite good. But it was probably something from Nevernamed.
I remember one. There was that item we tried making, Nito and Fred, which was supposed to join enemies together when you shoot at multiple ones. But we could never get it to work properly in game, so we had to scrap it.
I'm guessing you couldn't program it correctly?
Yeah. It was really bad when I tried programming it. But we loved the idea. We wanted it so much to be a thing, but it just didn't work.
I remember testing it out, and it would just leave black lines everywhere in the room, and we just had no idea what the heck was going on.
Oh, yeah.
So all of these in the suggestion submissions, like the latest ones, all of those have been approved?
I do it monthly to bi-monthly, depending on how I'm feeling. But they will probably all get approved unless it, it is democratic as well. The community also get to vote for
That's
which
what I
ones
was
they
thinking.
like.
It was a vote.
It's a very complicated system that I've had to pin and I think where it's pinned is in an archive channel somewhere.
So it's no
I can
longer
talk about it.
available. Good job.
I can talk about the suggestion accepting process if you want.
Sure.
So the way it works is you submit your idea in the submissions channel, and then someone will open a thread and say, this item sucks. And then you rework it until it's good, and then everyone upvotes it. And if it gets more than about like 3 or 4 at the moment, that we sort of raise and lower that number depending on how active the server is. Then I go through at the end of the month and then just put them all into a spreadsheet, and then at some point when we're working on the mod, we'll just be like, let's add some new things, and then we'll go through the sheet and just look at all the ideas and go, that one looks fun, let's make that one today. And so I call it democratic.
I was asking because, that means, one of the ones I see that's interesting, it's called the Mirror Host, and basically reflects the tiers back to Isaac.
Yeah.
And it can shatter, turning it into a normal red host. Honestly, that's pretty dang unique. This never named guy, he certainly submits a lot of stuff.
He knows his stuff,
he does.
and we love his ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's got 12 upvotes, so spoiler, I guess that one's definitely getting in. I mean, again, like I said, pretty much anything gets in anyway. We like to have
I see.
as much options available.
And especially when it's something which feels quite unique, but it's really easy to code like that one. That one's certainly getting in real quick, probably.
We all know that Isaac can be sometimes a very interesting games to spot bugs in. What is the weirdest bug that you've ever experienced?
I know exactly what I want to talk about.
Go on.
So it was just after Repentance had enabled mods again, and I booted up the mod to see just how bad it was. And one of the enemies, the Triple Hawk, had broken so amazingly. It was beyond words, and so I wish I could. I'll try and find the video. Not that it will matter because it's a podcast.
We can put the video link in the description.
Okay, hang on. Pedro, you talk about your most interesting bug. I'm gonna try and find this video.
Mine was also just as we reported, because that's when the weirdest stuff has happened. But in my case, it was one of our familiars called Lil Larry. It is pretty cute and all, but for some reason, whenever you got an item, it just crashed the game. Every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no clue why. I tried disabling every single part of it, and until I finally nailed it down. And here's what was going on. For it to move, it needs to spawn an invisible enemy that uses pathfinding weird stuff. And when we were setting it up, we gave it some random ID value, which happened to coincide with the ID value for Dogma. So it was trying to spawn an invisible Dogma with a weird variant, and the game just didn't accept that existing and gave up.
Yeah, let's just spawn invisible Dogma. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Invisible Dogma. Jesus fucking Christ. Did you find it, Spear?
No, I can't. Oh, hang on. This might be it.
I mean,
okay, here we go.
Yeah.
It's too big of a file.
Big sad.
How long is it?
It's like 3 seconds. Hang on, one of them
3
is sendable.
seconds.
There we go. Yeah, I know.
How is 3 seconds bigger than 8 megabytes?
I don't
Seriously,
understand
that's super weird.
But there you go. There's the
5 megabytes. Holy hell! What is
that's
this
my
one?
What the fuck? Oh my god!
Oh, this. I had forgotten.
Oh my god!
It just
Oh my
goes
God.
full send.
You know what? That
What is
anime,
this, a secret boss?
that you know what? No. You know what? I think that anime would still be easier than Hush. Okay. I think that
If you said easier than Delirium, I would agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, that one's definitely
like
easier
getting
than
fucking
Delirium.
telefragged by Delirium is so annoying. It's
Ah.
not even his fucking tears that usually hit you, it's fucking telefrags.
Yeah.
On the topic of Delirium, who is voice? Okay, I've asked this question multiple people on this podcast, so I always want to know this answer. Who is voice? Delirium or the bloat?
Delirium.
You're not going along with the meme. Come on, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a blocked throat. Delirium bloat.
Okay.
Loophole.
Okay, wait a second. Can Delirium actually transform into a version of the bloat?
Yes, he can.
As long as you've seen the blood during your run, it can.
Yeah, as long he will actually transform into any boss you have fought other than the story bosses. Well,
it can become story bosses.
It can become some of them, but it can't become Hush, although it does have the animations, they're just not finished. And
technically, Delirium is a big white Hush, right? So I think it makes sense too.
Yeah.
There's a funny thing about that, actually, is Delirium is such a weird boss because it automatically works with modded bosses as well. So
wait,
if you're playing,
I never noticed that.
Yeah, if you're playing the
because nobody plays Delirium.
Yeah, he could become tapeworms. He could become Nodulo. Unfortunately, those were only 2 bosses in the mod at the time, but he can become modded bosses for some reason, and it works perfectly fine. But
perfectly fine is a bit too much to talk about Delirium, right?
It functions adequately.
Edmund actually said that the boss functions. He said that during an interview, but obviously needed some adjustments because obviously, but the boss functions for now. Functions. I actually wasn't telefagged by Delirium that often when trying to fight him. That was like 3 or 4 times. Usually you get telefragged by Delirium with Mom, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. With her and other bosses that can jump or do stuff like that and become intangible.
Oh, like Mega Fatty. Mega Fatty is one of the other ones that's really bad.
Yeah, Mega Fatty has this problem in general. So
sure.
So Delirium transporting into him is just making the entire boss fucking unfair. But I've never actually got telefragged by Mom's food because you can notice the mom sound that she makes before her fucking food ascends to the floor and potentially ruins the entire fucking run. but Yeah, I think you just need to be aware that the delirium can spawn into the mom, and you just you just have you just have to cope with the fact that it may happen, and you may have to get away as soon as possible. But
it's like everyone says, skill issue.
skill issue, yeah.
Skill issue.
Yeah.
Just fucking dodge, mate.
Let's get good.
Yeah, get good. But to be completely honest, yeah, Delirium is like voice, just because he has a lot more projectiles than the bloat.
Yeah.
Plus, he takes longer to take down.
And that, yeah.
See, the thing with
He
the
can
bloat
become
is
the
you
bloat.
can so easily cheese him. Just stand above him, and he can do nothing. I mean, yeah, he moves, and that's why you just move somewhere else. He jumps onto you, moves on top of him. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Just develop immortality, nerd.
Yeah, just don't die. Don't get hit. It's not that hard.
Okay. Do you play other games than Isaac?
No.
No, okay. Honest answer. Honest answer. Okay, I appreciate that.
Right now I'm playing a bit of Nuclear Throne and that game that's on early release, Revita.
Mm-hmm.
But basically I play roguelikes and keep switching which ones.
Yeah. Recently I've been playing a game from 2015 called Black Hole. It's basically a hardcore platformer where you and your entire crew basically crash your spaceship into a black hole, and you have to like collect all of the parts of the spaceship to repair it. It has like over 80 fucking levels, and honestly it's such a pain in the ass, but it's fun. The soundtrack is like I could nut from it. Anyway, yeah. But most of the time,
I mean,
yeah, most of the time, I either play Isaac, cope from losing, or edit videos. That's what I'm doing most of the time. Free time, anyway.
I mean, I do play this quite underground game. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Minecraft.
Oh,
I play that.
Oh, Minecraft! I never heard of that game. Can you give us more? Can you give us more info about that?
Nah. If you haven't heard of it, there's not much point.
Oh, that's such a big.
It's that one where you make landmines, right?
No, I
so.
think it is the one where you craft a mine in order to explore and defeat a telefragging boss that definitely is more fair than Delirium. Anyway.
Oh, the Necrodancer.
Maybe, yeah.
No, it's 3D Minecraft. If you've ever 3D Minecraft, 3D Terraria. There goes that joke.
Minecraft is 3D is 3D Minecraft. Okay, good job.
Hey, I just woke up. Cut me some slack.
Yeah. Imagine waking up at 10 a.m. Sure, mate. I mean, I do that too, so meh. What are your favorite characters, normal and tainted?
I think for me, probably Tainted Cain at the moment. I do find him a lot of fun, just especially now that we've got rid of the seeded recipe. No, they've introduced seeded recipes rather. I find that much more fun than just, sitting down. May as well just pull up the sheet and make whatever I want. I kind of like Tainted Keeper. He's pretty fun. And that's pretty much. Oh, and Tainted Apollyon. He's sort of. He's but a bit of fun. I don't really play much of the base cast. I don't really
For
play
me,
much of
the best ones were Tainted Forgotten and Tainted Keeper. I really like shoving bombs up into enemies.
Epic. What about normal characters?
Of all the normal characters, could just be boring and say Eden. Because, yeah.
Yeah, that is actually quite fucking boring. I'll be entirely honest with you, but it's still better than Apollyon. Let's be honest.
Well, I like Tainted Apollyon. It's fun just turning crap items into flies.
Maybe Tainted, yeah, but normal Apollyon.
Oh, I don't play regular Apollyon.
Who does?
That's boring.
Yeah, exactly. Shyde, I know you gave this answer multiple times, but on this podcast. But can you repeat it?
Okay. For my normal character, it's the Forgotten, and for Tainted, it's Tainted Apollyon and Tainted Lilith.
Tainted Lilith is pretty fun.
As for me, my opinions basically change all the goddamn time because I'm still kind of new to the community. I've only just now unlocked all of the Tainted characters, so I still have to play with all of them. As for normal characters, I've been playing with a lot of Keeper. When you somehow manage to defeat Hush with Keeper, which I've did by by using Chaos Card, because fuck that. Yeah, I think that Keeper with 3 coin heights and the wooden nickel is fun. At least when it comes to sacrifice rooms, because you can just gain a lot of angel items just by sacrificing a lot of coins and not buying anything from the shop. So if you're really lucky, you can get a game-breaking run just from sacrifice rooms.
I'm pretty bad at that. I don't utilize those because I'm not a strategic player. I just go through the floors and that's about it.
Yeah, I guess I can see that for some people. They just want to, play the actual fucking game, which perhaps to you.
I'm not like a min-max, so I don't. And also, like, I think there's been a couple of times where I've played the game live, and there'll be tinted rocks, and I'll just completely miss them. And people are like, "Oh, go to the shop, and you can get this item, and you can win." And I'm just like, "No, I'm already on the next floor, man." Yeah, I'm not strategic in any way. I just play to have fun. And I will say, it's a bit of a hot take. I don't think Hush is that bad. I think it got worse in Repentance, but definitely. I don't think Hush is that bad though. In fact,
I don't think that Hush is also that bad, but it's still a fucking bullet hell boss in some instances, where just if you're not careful or experienced like me, then you just get hit a lot, and that you know, give me a sec. Sorry. You know, when you are playing with low health characters such as the Lost and arguably Keeper and Tainted Keeper, for me, yeah, that's a quick death. So just Chaos Guard, and you know, you got the mic, you can move on. Haha. You know.
Well, back in Afterbirth days, I had a pretty crap computer, so the timer on like the in-game timer would go really slowly, but the game would perform fine for some reason, and so I'd be able to do Hush like every run. So maybe I don't know. I did get a lot of practice in, I guess.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that's fine.
Reminds me of when that achievement for Keeper getting an extra coin was an actual extra coin, not an extra coin slot.
Oh yeah.
Max health of 2. Such a balanced idea, right,
Edmund? Yeah, that's like, okay, that's just a massive bra moment. Like, hey, you get one more coin. You know, instead of, you know, but with Judas playing normally and without beating Hush, you get 3 coins. Yay! Yeah, that's yeah, no. I'm glad that they changed that because.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. It feels like a reasonable character right now, at least.
For sure.
It's not necessarily good, but it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Not hell and pain and suffering for the sake of it.
Anyway, I continue my discussion of my favorite characters. I used to kinda dislike the Forgotten and Tainted Samson while they are added just because they are melee builds, and I'm quite reckless sometimes, but the Forgotten can be actually fun. It's just I do prefer range options first, which the Forgotten kinda has, but it's kinda bound to the melee character. Nah.
I like the Forgotten a lot, honestly.
I can see the appeal. Yeah. As
Forgotten is kind of fun.
Yeah. As for
I get Tainted Samson being a pain. The other one I have to agree.
As for my actual favorite characters,
if you say Moses, you get a brownie point.
I haven't played with them yet, so I can't say.
Oh.
One, and second, I'm only talking about the vanilla characters, so yeah. Sorry to disappoint you. I don't know. I've just been playing with a lot of Keeper right now because of the strategic. I get a lot of angel items kind of shtick. But then there's also Jacob and Esau have this weird taste in my mouth where they are sort of good, but at times they can be really fucking annoying, which also like gives it a charm. Yeah, because they're not like, you know, free wing characters. You actually have to fucking try, which I think it's with most characters, but Jacob and Esau hit, you know, very specifically, I feel like. So I have this kind of Stockholm syndrome with them.
Yeah.
Plus I promised to my friends that I will become the best Jacob and Esau player. So there's automatically this connection. How honestly, I think that Keeper and Kane are my favorite normal characters. As for Tainted, Tainted Maggie. I think that the recklessness there really helps her actually, because you hug enemies, you get hearts, you gain a lot of health through that. I nearly beat Delirium with Tainted Maggie without cheesing the game in any way. So with Book of Shadows and 4.55 volt and something similar, just a standard fight with Delirium. And slowly and surely my health drained out, right? Because Tainted Maggie. And boom, 2 hits. Delirium was like at 5% health, when I just got hit twice because I accidentally ran into tears. Boom, I'm dead. I was seriously pissed at that moment. So, fuck.
Reminds me. It reminds me of a time I was playing Tainted Blue Baby. Such a fun and interesting character, right? And I somehow got to Delirium with 9 lives and glowing hourglass. And I think I had Dirty Mind, which is really good as him, but it wasn't enough. And it was so painful because I think I spent half an hour trying to beat Delirium, nearly dying, using the hourglass and repeating it over and over and over and over again.
Until you died.
No, because I had the habit, so I just kept doing it until I got fed up and decided to give up on the run.
Oh, fuck.
It was literally impossible to die unless I wanted to. So I just, you know what, you beat me.
I had a very, that's very similar to how I beat Mother as Tainted Lost. I had one, that's right, I had Birthright, I had a Holy Card, and I had Glowing Hourglass, and so if I lost the two, I just Glowing Hourglass, and it took me like 5 or 6 tries, and I think I finally got it. That was the worst experience.
Actually, you know what? Hot take. I don't think that Tainted Lost is such a good character. Like, okay, you get certain items are eliminated from from the pools. Great. He's a fucking one-hit character. About the normal Lost, okay, I think that the gimmick of having 2 hits constantly, I think that gives it a challenge. A different challenge to Jacob and Asara, where they are just fucking annoying, but I think it gives a certain challenge that is entertaining. And I actually managed to complete some marks with the Lost, but when I tried Tainted Lost, and tried him, I just didn't find the appeal, honestly.
Tainted Lost is an interesting one. The highs are very high, the lows are very low. Like, you get strong very quickly, and it's the same thing I had when I first played Tainted Keeper, where every run does tend to snowball, but you're just out so easily. And sometimes it's just a little too much to bear. So I can see where you're coming from with that.
Honestly, they actually really like him because when I've got like 30 minutes to play the game, I can just try a few runs with him. All of them are going to be fun, but they're going to end really quickly. I have a nice time the whole time while it lasts.
What are your favorite mods? Apart from your own, obviously.
Favorite mod?
I know we just established that we accept self-ego motivation in this podcast, but let's not do that right now.
Oh, so I can't say Binding of Undertale? That would have been a cheeky self-plug if I still worked on that one.
I mean,
That's
you
actually
aren't
my favorite mod.
Yeah, you aren't you aren't technically working on that, so you can say that sort of.
It's not my favorite mod though. That was the one that got me into modding, but it's not my favorite.
Oof.
Well, I don't actually play with any other mods because I try and work on this one as much as I can. But like I said at the start, I respect a lot of mods. Like Fiend Fallout and Revelations are probably the ones I hold like very high because they're very, very cool.
Yeah.
You can put that on the front page. Very, very cool. Some guy. But yeah.
Petrov?
Yeah, I think I'm on the same page as Spear. I basically stopped playing the game when I'm modding, and even if I'm playing vanilla. It's a weird feeling. So I have some mods I really respect, like those. But there was one I was giving a try recently, which I found somewhat fun and challenging. Actually, very challenging. Which was that Sodom and Gomorrah one.
Oh.
Sodom, I didn't find the appeal in Sodom and Gomorrah. I feel like those two are actually voice Jacob and Esau, and that's a lot to say.
I mean, I played for 5 minutes, so don't use my recommendation as something really that profound.
I mean, I've played them for 15, so it's not like my opinion holds too much water, but... Yeah, I guess I can see the appeal, even though I just said that I don't, but... Yeah, I'm being a little bit hypocritical, yay, but, you know...
Can I just say real quick, there's one other mod. I don't think it's been updated, but I really liked the Agony of Isaac when that came out. I'm just looking at it now, 6 years ago. I thought that one was really cool, and I do really like it still for what it was at the time, which was pretty damn impressive. So,
that one was for Afterbirth?
Yeah, they managed to make a bunch of new enemies and bosses somehow.
Oh yeah, those were the cool mods. It's really impressive how they managed to make unique stuff with very, very, very limited tools.
So, I don't know, maybe that one.
I think that the I don't want to say renaissance, but the peak of modding was in Afterbirth Plus, or when the mod API was released, right?
I think it was a bit after that, because originally the API sucked even more than it does already.
I mean,
I remember on the first week we couldn't even do stat apps, but of course it helped a lot in the long term.
Oh, the API is a whole other issue.
Okay, I'm back.
Actually, my favorite mod, I think, has to be Good Trip. That mod basically spawns a second minimap where if you click on a cleared room, you can teleport to that room. So you can teleport through the entire map to the bathroom, so you don't have to walk. I feel like...
Does it count for the ascent though?
I don't think it counts for ascent. I mean, okay. It can't teleport.
Because technically, those floors are already explored, so you see what I'm getting at.
I think they
No.
reset.
In ascent, it generates entirely new floors.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so you can't.
Only the treasure and boss rooms are kept. And I'm not even sure how it's handled code-wise.
Yeah, but that mod actually saved me a couple of entrances into Boss Rush and Hush a couple of times. It can feel like cheating, but I don't personally say it that way. It's just a quality of life, in my opinion. But have you been watching any shows or movies recently?
Oh yes, modern Doctor Who, very good. Thumbs up.
I didn't know Doctor Who was still going.
Oh yeah, they are. They're doing a whole event right now. It's quite interesting.
What Doctor are they on?
They're on the 13th, which is Jodie Whittaker, and it's her final season. And it's all very exciting. And I know no one that watches Doctor Who, so I can't talk to anyone about it.
Relatable.
Cope.
The only things I really know about it was like the shit I learned in the story mode for fucking Lego Dimensions.
Oh.
Nice.
That's literally it. And I did see a riff tracks on a Doctor Who movie. Oh. It was one about the Daleks.
I don't actually think I've seen any of the movies. So,
Pedrov, any shows or movies?
Yeah, right now I'm not watching anything because I finished this show in like a week. But this one I really recommend. I didn't expect it to be as good as it ended up being, but the remake for She-Ra is really, really good. I really recommend anyone watching.
To be entirely honest, I'm not watching a lot of shows or movies in like the recent 3 years. I've been mostly watching YouTube content. Because,
same here.
I'm a zoomer. Who cares about movies? But yeah. From the shows that I actually used to watch to a certain extent, from shows it has to be South Park, Gravity Falls, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. And as for movies, I've watched even less of them, but I really liked Hardcore Henry. The thing with Hardcore Henry is that it is entirely recorded or filmed in first person, and it's an homage to video games. It's self-aware, and yeah, I do find that movie very entertaining.
Oh, I've just remembered. I recently watched the new Home Alone movie. God damn, that's awful. It's so bad.
I'd be surprised if it weren't.
I've actually heard that there's like a new Home Alone movie, and that is supposed to be terrible, but I've never like decided to amass more information about it.
I think you need to experience it just to see how awful it is. It's not a good one. I was sitting there the whole time thinking, what the heck is this? Why haven't I got nothing? Watch something else. It was so bad.
Yeah, maybe yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll watch it. I do have a little bit of masochistic tendencies sometimes. Since I since I promised my friends I will become the best Jacob Mazar player, that of course comes with certain masochistic tendencies already. So
the one actual movie I'm actually excited for is the Resident Evil movie, because it looks like they're actually doing it right instead of just half-assing it like they usually do.
I've seen some people say it's still fucking terrible. So don't get
They
your
haven't even
hopes too
seen it yet. It's not even in theaters yet.
No?
It's in theaters on
Okay,
Tuesday.
I've heard that I've heard something about the movies. Okay, to be fair, that was a terrible call. I didn't do any research on that. I just whatever. Let's move on from that topic. Okay, I got this weird question that I just decided to put in there for the laurels. Would you rather have your entire mod, your entire 5 years of work deleted, or be exposed for masturbating to R34 Isaac art?
Is there an option where neither happens?
I mean, you don't have to admit it. Just like a rumor has to go around, I'm pretty sure. You just have to spread false information.
Maybe.
Honestly.
Okay, I do see that you are uncomfortable with that. Let's move on. I do.
This question was. I fucking told you.
Okay.
Moving on for.
I was saying earlier, in our DMs, this question looks very questionable.
You never said that you were only surprised by the fact that it was a question in the first place. You never told me that it was questionable.
Why in the let's see, where is it?
Okay, the point of this podcast, is asking questions, and sometimes you just have to ask a very particular question. Okay, it's about
questions don't need to be asked.
I think the best answer I should have given was moving the subject to the time I made that bushes drop sticks Minecraft.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
Wait, what is Minecraft? What is Minecraft? I've heard about this topic on this podcast. What is Minecraft about?
It's a game about dead bushes dropping sticks.
Oh my god! That is literally Game of the Year material right there. 10 out of 10. Anyway,
whomever gave them this idea should receive a monetary compensation. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, last question. I swear it isn't as fucking awkward as the previous one. Are you the type of person who spares baby plum or kills baby plum?
If I'm playing Tainted Cain, I'll spare her, just because I'm lazy.
I generally go, hey, nothing personal, but I need some item that's not the flute. Just
okay, yeah, fair, but it's situational. But if I'm, okay, I don't like the argumentation with Tainted Cain. Like, you always get an item, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, does the flute drop a specific pickup?
No, it's just that I don't have to shoot. So.
But
then in the end.
Then why are you not shooting with the other characters as well? Why are you not lazy with them? That's
because the flute is bad.
Yeah, the flute is bad. I mean, give me a damage up. It just doesn't matter for Cain because it all turns into pickups anyway.
I don't. Okay, Okay, I don't think the flute is entirely bad. If you need an active, okay, whatever.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's.
I
good.
think
It doesn't
I think
have
that the
any
flute
bad.
is I think that the flute is actually somewhat good against the bosses. You know, because
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
still
can see that.
drains a lot of their health. But normally
it's
I
just good
wouldn't.
to have.
But normally I wouldn't use it. But if I have something like the D4, or no, the D6, or a really good active, I just say, you know what? Fuck you. But yeah,
Yeah,
most of the time I would just spare Baby Plum, even though I don't need to. But
Alright.
well,
yeah,
I don't spare it because I think the damage and
meh.
I'd hope for like the versatility of a DPS up rather than a flute.
Most of the time you're just getting HP upgrades. At
Yeah,
least for
sometimes
me. At least for me. So anyway,
you
yeah,
win some, you lose some.
yeah. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. I definitely didn't ask any weird questions during this episode. Hee hee ha ha.
Hey, wait. Can I turn this around real quick? I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
Dun, dun, dun.
What is your favorite feature in the IPECAC Community Mod?
I think I haven't played with the mod a lot, but I think that Moses is an interesting character. Yeah.
Alright.
I
That'll
have played with the mod multiple times, and Tech L is one of my favorites, as well as Schrodinger's Tears, because most of the time Schrodinger's Tears just breaks the game, especially with the fucking Trisagion.
Just there, as a cheeky little spoiler, there are plans to rework that item to be a bit more different. So don't get too attached to it, I would say.
Oh,
Cope.
I
Yeah, I
have
know.
to say, a small
it
feature I
stayed the
really
same
like.
for a while. I thought they would never change.
Yeah, well, nothing is sacred in this mod.
That's true.
Exactly.
Wasn't there a character that was scrapped a while back?
I
Maybe.
think there was a
I mean,
hidden
we
one.
had Robo Isaac, which was an
Yeah.
internal joke I made all the time, but it was actually a secret character. And it got scrapped because it was just Tainted Maggie.
Hmm.
Before
Well,
Tainted
yeah,
Yeah,
Maggie existed.
I do remember hearing about that. I just never saw it myself.
Yeah.
Here,
Anyway,
Frithian is off like confused and clueless, mostly because I've played the mod for like years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already said I am new to the community. Okay, I didn't have
I
the
know that.
yeah, but I don't have the fucking time to play all of the mods available on the workshop. I have to make
Don't
videos.
play all of them. Just play our one.
And Abortion Birth. That one is, you have to experience it.
Look,
If you haven't played Abortion Birth, you haven't played Isaac.
look.
Here's
Oh
the
my
takeaway.
god, fucking most of the fucking items were either broken beyond belief and would win your run pretty much instantaneously, or they would outright kill you.
Yeah,
There's a trinket
you know
in the
what,
IPECAC mod that
boys,
does
boys. Most of the time, I spend raging over Chicken SR. Okay, I don't exactly have the time to play the classics. Okay. Anyway, this is the end of the episode. Finally, if you
Right.
somehow like this, podcast for whatever reason, I guess you can subscribe. You can join my Discord server down below. Bye and fuck off.